That's right, it's that time of the year again, Halloween, where all the organs come out. The Halloween special of Simpsons goes at the end instead of the normal one. They sound the same. So. Anyway, so yeah, here we go. And this is the first Wychwood beer I have reviewed. Hobgoblin. Now, Hobgoblin is available all year, but at Halloween they like to make a bit of a deal about it. They change the colour, so we've got an orange cap, lovely cap. There we go. Most people, even if you don't drink real ales, will have probably seen Hobgoblin somewhere. Now, I admire Hobgoblin for this, or Wychwood even, because they've been very clever about how they market their beer. So by giving Hobgoblin this sort of like rock and roll, it's kind of like a rock and roll look in it, you know, or it's either rock and roll or completely geeky. It's like, you know, which way do you go with it? It almost looks like on one hand it looks like it's an album cover for like Jethro Tull. On the other hand, it looks like it's sort of like artwork for like I don't know, like Lord of the Rings or something. You know, it's an orc, innit? It's like a mix between an elf and an orc. So like, yeah, so anyway, by doing that, they've obviously marketed themselves towards like an alternative audience, because let's be fair, most real ale drinkers are probably a bit more on the alternative side anyway. I'm not making a judgment there, that's just how it is. Right, so I'll take my hat off to Wychwood for that, and I think their artwork's fantastic. I do, it's not my cup of tea, but I do like it. I do admire that they've gone into that and they've done all that stuff. I find it a bit gaudy myself, but it works, and it's what works for them, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I have mocked it before, but you know, I like it in its own right. Would I want that up on my bedroom wall? No. Would I want a T-shirt with that on? No, I have got one with the I've got Fiddler's Elbow, which I've not seen that for a long time. So yeah, I suppose I would. But no, it's not my cup of tea. But good, I respect it. Brilliant. So here we go. Anyway, less of the waffle. I'm going off on a tangent. For those of you that like beer reviewers that go off a tangent, then that's okay, but let's get to the point. So 5.2%, not a session beer, possibly one of the most commercial beers, I suppose. You've got things like Green King IPA, you've got London Pride, you've got Pedigree, you've got Newcastle Brown Ale, all this like core of really sort of popular beers that are sort of marketed abroad. So when you go abroad, chances are you might see an IPA by Green King. Never been an IPA in its life, but anyway, you might see that. You'll definitely see Newcastle Brown. You might see a London Pride. You probably see an Hobgoblin as well, especially in a bottle. You see them in bottles. Americans love this sort of stuff because it's very American, in it, you know. So yeah, they've got the American market too. Right, I'm cracking it open. Not much off the smell straight away. Maybe I was a little bit too excitable to dive in straight away with that. So here we go. This is it's been out of the fridge a little bit, so it's not freezing cold. We've got the condensation going, which is, I think it's probably about the right temperature. By the way, I have drunk this before. Do I like it? Yeah, I think it's lovely. We don't get enough ruby beers anymore. This is a ruby beer. Yeah, it's just got a tinge of rubiness on it. I want to see more ruby beers breweries. We don't get enough of it, and I love ruby beers. I absolutely love ruby beers. So there we go. It's got a lovely toffee colour to it. It has got a tinge of rubiness to it. Okay. Yeah, the carbonation's died down pretty quick on that actually. I'm getting like quite a nice sort of, I'm getting a fruity note off there, almost like a slightly burnt toasty note. It smells inviting, smells good, smells autumnal, smells like it's the countdown to Christmas, you know. Perfect beer for Halloween. Here we go, let's dive in. Yeah. Really nice. It's a really nice beer. This. If you're, this was £1 by the way. On special offer at Tesco's at the moment. If you're new into real ale and you fancy picking something but trying something a little bit more adventurous, go for it. It's quite distant from a lager, but it's smooth. It's easy to drink. It's not like completely offensive on the taste palate, although it's probably somewhere in between a Guinness and a lager, you know. So It's got a lovely toffee taste to it, and there's like dark fruits and there's currants going off in there. And it's I know it's not really. I have to say 5.2 is not a session for me. You know, for me it's like somewhere between a 3.5 and a 4.5. If you're going to do an all day, maybe if you're just going out for the night and you want to next some in the evening, maybe a good session on it. I don't know. You probably have no choice in some cases because that's the only thing they've got on. Yeah, I'm getting fruity notes, getting like curranty, getting sort of like maybe a slight plum note, maybe, but definitely getting like raisins. Getting like a bit of a hoppy backbone, getting like a bit of a biscuity smell to it. It's a well balanced beer. Got a bit on my nose there. It's lovely. It's delightful actually. And after you've drunk it, yeah, you almost like you've just been eating quite a lot of raisins, you know, and you get that sort of well, like a raisiny sort of taste on your mouth. How would you explain that? Like a, you know, try it sometime. Eat loads of raisins and, you know, see what it tastes like, and then drink this. But it's got more of a toffee taste going off as well. And the malty got a bit of a bready taste on there as well. On draft it's good. Slight licorice as well. Slight licorice note. I feel like I've had anyone that lives up north will be familiar with Pontefract cakes. I feel like I've had a couple of Pontefract cakes as well after I've drunk that. So it's got a slight licorice note to it as well, which is lovely. And it's nice that beers do this. It's nice to have alternate beers. All the beers I review at the moment are all very sort of like, they're all straw colour beers, or they're all blondes, or, and yeah, they're lovely, but I get bored of them. It's nice to, we don't get enough, and Ruby's very specific, you know. We get dark beers, you get like, we don't get enough milds. I want to see more mild beers, you know. I've had Barnsley Bitter the other day, and that's a fantastic beer. It's somewhere between a mild and a stout and a best bitter, you know. It floats around, it's one of those that you can't really categorise, but it's fantastic flavours. And this is like that. This has got loads of lovely flavours going off. So people that like dark beers will drink this. People that like real ales will love this. But where do I say with people that like lagers? Well, if my question, what I would say to those people is try it. You just don't know. I would go for it because it is quite smooth. It is palatable if you're not familiar with these flavours still. You might go a little bit and go, and then after a few, when you're a bit tipsy, you'll be like, actually, yeah, I'll have a few more of them. And then the next time you drink it, you'll be like, actually, I like this. So yeah, let's see what it says on the back. Brewed with roasted malts. Yeah, so that gives you that roasted sort of toasty sort of feel, like slightly burnt toast. For a well-balanced, rich, smooth taste, packed full of mischievous character. Very much so. Hobgoblin is the unofficial beer of Halloween, has unleashed his wheel of misfortune, and will be giving away £5,000 during his season of mischief. Okay, visit www.wychwood.co.uk/WOM in capital letters, or Facebook Hobgoblin Beer to give the wheel a twirl and be in with a chance of winning at his monstrous prizes this Halloween. Remember, you have to spin it to win it. Competition closes 31st of the 2016. If you're watching this, you might be watching this in 2017, 2018, so don't do it if that's the case. See the website for full information. Anyway, that went off on the tangent. I don't really need to read that because that doesn't say anything about the beer, does it? But that's what you know, they're offering something. They're giving, you know, they're not just a beer that stands back and says this is our beer, and if you like it you do, if you don't you don't. You know, they're actually going the extra mile and trying to get people involved in real ale, which is brilliant. You know, that's something we've got to merit them for. So there we go, a full glass. And it does look inviting, doesn't it? Look at that. You know, got a bit of a head going there. So what would I give this beer? Well, I picked it up for £1. It's definitely worth £1, and it's 5.2% volume. It's a lovely beer, this. It's really, really nice. Got lovely rich qualities. It's a complex flavour. I would never, if someone offered me one of these, I would never hesitate and say no, I'm not bothered. On draft, it's sublime. For the price, and for its, I'm going to give this an 8.7. An 8.7 out of 10. A lovely beer. It deserves it for £1 fantastic. Enjoy Halloween, enjoy your countdown to Christmas, enjoy the leaves that are falling on the ground and all those autumnal colours. Make the most of it because they don't stay around very long. Have a great time. See you next time. Bye bye.